Today I'm tackling Don't Move by a company called Spectacular Ocular, which is a kick-ass name all by itself. This is a Steam-only game. It's not on MetaQuest 3 for reasons that kind of escape me. There are some lighting decisions in this and reflective properties that lend itself to PC VR, but by and large, I think this had the potential to kind of fill the space of something like Richie's Plank, to where it's taking newcomers and putting them in these situations that are untenable, and then with that, like word of mouth to where it grows and Dia Dare and all these kinds of TikTok trends. But in the end, I'm a tad underwhelmed, and we're going to talk about it. So you guys are watching Bringhurst VR.
Need this fantasy.
Alright, again, this is from a company called Spectacular Ocular, which, my god, what a name. I really like the ambition behind this title. I like how they've taken this focus, this larger thing, and they've narrowed it down into this one thing, which is, can you suffer through these experiences without moving? No, I can't. But it's not because... It's not because I'm scared. I mean, there have been some jump scares that were effective. I really enjoyed it. There are aspects of this that are very cool. And I haven't gone through the entire thing for reasons that will become obvious in just a few minutes. So the goal of this experience is to sit down in the chair, grab your knees, which triggers this thing that says that I'm in the position, I'm not going anywhere, dare me to flinch. And then from there, you're in this environment that's just like almost clean and medical. Like the whole thing's been wiped and devoid of interference. And all there is these things happening around you and your potential to move based on what you see. And so if you follow the campaign, it starts with like a jump scare, a scarecrow, and from there it goes to throwing an axe and firing a machine gun at you, and it increases to the point of spiders, to where these arachnids kind of climb up from the floor and they crawl towards you and they crawl on you, and can you stand still and can you stomach it, and how much of a freak are you that you could just deal with it and you're perfectly fine, as if your mother never strapped you into a closet and filled it with spiders, put you in the boo box. Yes.
Who was that?
And the thing is that I guarantee this thing expands, and I know from the trailer here that I'm showing that it opens up more, and there's so many things that they throw at you. But my issue is that it's not as if I'm failing at this game because I'm seeing something that's just so scary that my nose gushes blood, and that's not happening. That's not a thing. Because the truth of the matter is, and I've succumbed to this, is that if something really is like so intense that it messes with your equilibrium and you feel this fight or flight thing inside VR, you can just close your eyes and you're good to go. And I did that on occasion. I did that specifically with the saw blade coming towards me. I don't care about no saw. I saw that coming. But it is this mechanism that you lean into, that you rely on sometimes, and I can't help it. Instead, the reason I'm failing is because I'm holding perfectly still, and I'm not moving, and I get an itch, or I get a compulsion to kind of just stretch my neck, and it punishes you for that. And so I could have 50 spiders crawling on me, and I'll fail the game because, and this is shifting into a new issue, but it's like a campaign that begins at 0 and it goes on forever. How long can you suffer? How long can you succumb to this torture? And so you could beat the saw, you could beat the axe and the spiders and the machine gun and a ghost. You could beat all of it, but pretty quickly it's clear that you're not going to be immediately rewarded by some relaxation to where you can stretch and recalibrate and do your thing. And so if you fail this, it's often not going to be because you saw something and you flinched. It's going to be because you've been standing still, sitting still over the course of 7 different simulations, just not moving, because this right here, you see that little thing? I get like these red indicators on the side, or if I tilt just like that, I get a top and bottom indicator. It's this slight red hue that says, hey, you're moving, but you haven't broken the rules just yet. And so you're de-incentivized to kind of God, do more than that and stretch. And so you go through 6 or 7 of these things. It's less about being scared and just how long can you hold a pose? How long can you sit here just don't move? Like it just goes on forever. And so I think that this could be solved, honestly, by like, I don't know, if you had like 2 rods, 2 poles in front of you, because they make you like grab your knees. Are you ready? Grab your knees. If they had like 2 rods to where as long as you were holding those rods, and then with that you could like shift around and stretch and get ready. And only when you let go of the rods, or maybe there's a sensor that says that you leaned back and while gripping the rods, your hands left this zone of influence. Like if they did that, then it would be better. But there are a couple things leaning into this issue I have, but we'll start with that you're not going to break your silence, your stillness, because you're scared. You're gonna break it because you've been holding it for so long and your foot itches and you desperately want to itch it. And so there needs to be a better way of measuring that. Flinching is a no-go. It's just an exercise in, man, it wouldn't be such an issue if, like, I don't know, if you go through like 20 minutes of this and you fail, just on its own, it's going to want you to start over, to reboot from the start and go through that 20 minutes again, go through the 5 or 6 bosses that you had to suffer through. You could skip that by going to chapters and picking the thing that you last experienced, and you're good to go. But even that, after you did 25-30 minutes of dealing with these creatures or situations that made you feel uneasy, you still have to go through, like the ghost, one more time. And that's like a good minute and a half of just standing still. And it makes you not want to do it. You're desperate to see, like, what's the next scare? Is this actually going to scare me? Is this actually going to freak me out? But like the troll under the bridge that's asking you to, pitch in, is asking a lot of you. He wants you to suffer and hold perfectly still, not at the expense of being scared, but at the expense of having an itch and screwing it up. I don't have an answer for this. I don't know what it is. I had mentioned like 2 poles, 2 rods that you hold, and if you kind of lean back or your hands kind of drift too far from that, then you're punished for it. Maybe that would work. But I don't know how to measure this thing that says that you were scared by something, that you dodged because of some scary thing that you're looking at. And I think that that's the problem here. Rather than tax you and punish you for like moving at all, I think that this would be better enjoyed by just not taxing you and just letting you sit in the chair and lean left and right and experience it for all that it is. Neither it scares you or it doesn't, and you'd be able to measure that on the back end. How are these guys reacting to this footage that they're sitting in front of? And instead of this system that punishes you for moving when you only itch, you should just take that data and say, this isn't making people jump, neither is this, but this was good. We should lean into this and improve upon it, and instead just do what Richie Splink is doing. Have an experience that you meander through, and either it scares you or it doesn't, and if it does scare you, then you move on to the next level, but don't make it start over. That's what I think. So, and that was a long way of saying that I respect these developers. They have a cool product. I think that the special effects and the graphics are a little bit more on the Quest side, and I'm surprised that it doesn't exist on standalone Quest. It doesn't have the polish that you would think that a AAA PCVR game would. But more than that, for instance, the spiders here, when they walk towards you, I hate spiders. Like, arachnophobia was the worst thing that ever happened to me. That movie was just a nightmare that began when I was 7, and it's never ended. Like, put me in Poltergeist and have the clown drag me under the bed. Fine. But leave the spiders alone. And yet, in this game, when the spiders walk towards you, it's like the legs are kind of doing their own thing. They're automated. They're not actually making contact with the ground and thrusting the thorax forward. It's just a little bit animatronically lazy a little bit, and so it takes away from some of the magic that would otherwise terrify a person. And those are my thoughts, and I hope that if you want to try this, you'll check it out. I'm going to link it down below. I don't get a kickback on this. I have no influence when it comes to Steam or PC VR, but the developers have ambition. I like what they're doing, and I'd love to see it grow, and I hope you check it out. So please subscribe, like, comment, and click that notification bell. It would mean a lot to me. I have something called the Portal Pass on members, which gives you early access, members only videos, and access to marbles, which is a good time. It's a way of me saying thank you to those who support me, and I really enjoy giving back on occasion. Thank you to my current members, who I really appreciate. You mean the world to me. It's not a small thing that you've stuck with me this long. It wasn't long ago that I was just talking to myself, saying a bunch of nonsense, but you guys stuck with me, and I appreciate it. I have a website down below where you'll find a bunch of MetaQuest 3 games and Quest 3S and headsets all on their own. You save 10% across everything. It's a fantastic way of saving money, a bunch of money, and supporting my channel, and it would mean a lot to me if you checked it out. So subscribe, click the link, follow me on members. I have a video that was just uploaded. It's members only, and it covers this experience that lets you witness firsthand, up close, the first hydrogen bomb ever exploded. And you get to feel it firsthand as that shockwave whips over your body. And it's very cool. You'll find it over there. Godspeed.